Well, hello! Reporting from the RV. Brisk morning, it's 38 degrees outside. So I'm in here testing heaters. But before we get into all that, haven't had a lot of footage up the last week and a half or so because the wife and I went on vacation. We went to Orlando, Florida and did Universal Studios. Yeah, we did Universal Studios Park and the Islands of Adventure, the ones that are connected together, and the new Epic facility with the gosh, I can't even think of the name of it, Darkverse in it. Megan's favorite spot. Super underrated ride in there. I forget the whole name of the ride is, but it's Frankenstein's lair or whatever, and it has crazy animatronics. And that was a lot of fun. I think Megan and I actually rode that 5 times in one day. It'll move people through like crazy, and everybody's over at different parts of the park. So the Darkverse was pretty uninhabited, but we found a great little bar back up in there underneath that windmill, and some funny bartenders and some great drinks, and we had a great day. Actually, we had a great week because we did 5 days of parks. Yeah, we did 5 days worth of parks. Yeah, we did Halloween Horror Nights, the haunted houses, things like that. I will say planning goes a long ways with that, and we didn't plan as well as we probably should have. And if you don't have the express passes or lightning lane passes for like your Disney and Universal parks, I mean, it is tough to get through a lot of these things, especially Halloween Horror Nights. Without having an express pass for that, you were lucky to go through like 3 or 4 haunted houses, and that was like planning and walking and trying to jump in the ones that didn't have huge lines and things like that. That was difficult. But with the express pass, way more fun, way more relaxed. Those haunted houses are pretty short. They're not like the ones we have here in Kansas City, where you have like the Beast and the Edge of Hell here and things like that. And the houses here take 15 to 30 minutes to go through, depending on how fast you move. And the ones that oh, and they'll break you up in groups up here, so they'll you only go in as like a group of like up to 8 or 9 in most cases, and you might eventually run into a group, but usually you're kind of just on your own. So you definitely get you don't get to see the scares happening in front of you, whereas in Horror Nights you can see the scares in front of you because they're got us going through like a solid line, and it's difficult for those actors to be able to scare and then reset before you just already seen them. So it's like a speed run for sure, try and go through those. But there were some good houses. There was a lot of jump scares, a lot of banging. They press a little action button and usually will flash a light or burst some air in your face, and then it'll jump out. And Megan's pretty big scaredy cat on that stuff, so she was back there screaming multiple times behind me. I think I only got wigged out like once, maybe slightly, but most of the other times I just kind of looked at him, kind of laughed. So I mean, let's be honest, a lot of the scarers on their platform shoes and stuff are still down here. So there's little tykes trying to scare you. Anyways, we made it back. We had a flight delay and actually had to spend the night in the chairs. I found a little couch to lay on. Megan let me lay on that. Well, an area of chairs without arms on, I should say, at Atlanta Airport. So we had to spend about 9 hours in there, as our flight that was leaving Atlanta to Orlando got delayed so much that by the time it got to Orlando, so we could go from Orlando back to Atlanta on our return trip, yeah, we missed our connecting flight to get back to Kansas City. So we had to stay the night and couldn't make it on the first flight out. I had to make it on the second flight, so ended up going straight from the airport to work. And yeah, I think I got into work about 10:30, and then had a pretty full day. And then Megan went home and started getting everything ready from us being gone for 6 days, and she's still playing catch up. I mean, today is Wednesday, and she has been working her butt off at home trying to get everything ready so we can go out of town this weekend. So I got a couple minutes to do a video, so that's what I'm doing. And let's see, she just messaged me again telling me kind of what the game plan is for the weekend. So okay, anyways, I'm in the RV looking over heating stuff, and I don't want to winterize the RV this winter because November, I think I've already got 3 weekends of racing scheduled. In December, I've got 2, maybe 3 again. And then January, I've already got 1 or 2. I know I've got at least 1. So I think late January and then through February, we probably won't be racing. Unless I got to do lights out or something in February. But I also haven't looked at a lot of events yet in that month. So once we get into March, the schedule kind of starts picking up again, 2-3 races per weekend, and then by the time you hit April, it's every weekend again. So I am hoping that I can keep the undercarriage in this sucker warm enough to where we don't have to worry about frozen stuff. So to my pleasant surprise, I found that our electric heat in this actually does work. I didn't think it did. But it's got a really big wide range. So I'm not an RV guy. You know, I haven't really been around them a whole lot, so I don't know if this works right or not, but I'll kind of walk you through the process. So we have 2 AC units, front one and rear one, and they get connected through this common ductwork here. And when I have the electric zone 2 heat on, which is the back half of the RV, this unit runs with air and moves air through the vents, but there's no heating element here. So I was like, oh well crap, we don't have electric heat. Well, underneath the fridge we do have an electric heater, and it gets ducted, which, oh, there it actually just came on. It blows hot air really well in this middle bathroom that we don't use, and underneath this pantry over here on the right. And then it's got kind of a soft whiff of air that kind of blows out from underneath the bed in the back bathroom, and it looks like it's also ducted downstairs and blows around the water tanks, as well as into the battery compartment and into the freshwater holding cell, large undercarriage area, but it's very gentle down there. So I'm gonna go look at my thermostat and see where our temperatures are, because it just came on again on its own. Okay, so I've got it set to 69, and it fell 5 degrees. It's 64 now before it kicked on the electric heater. So to me, that just seems like a big window. So I think to me that's kind of weird. So I don't know if there is a separate zone temperature sending unit, because I know I found the zone 2 because we took out this cabinet back here that had a TV in it. We found the temperature sending unit back there, reconnected that because tore that out on accident. I don't know where zone 1 sensor is, but I'm sure it's hiding in here somewhere. I bet it's underneath like one of these cabinets. Now I know what I'm looking for, or it's up front in the very nose of this. Actually, I'm gonna look. I bet it's right here. No, I think that's Bluetooth. Anyways, doesn't matter. Yeah, so I don't know if there's like a third sensor that I can't find. That I don't have. I don't pull up on the thermostat over here that tells it when to kick on the big electric heater, but I'd like that to run a little more consistently. So definitely narrow up that wide range. I'm hoping to not have to run supplemental heat, because we can plug in, I mean, we've got shore power here at the shop, so if we can run electric, that'd be best, but we'll just have to see. Our winters up here are usually, we usually see a lot of teens overnight, teens and 20s. I do like that the electric heater definitely is ducted around all of our cabinet areas back here, which Eric was in here fixing these slide retainers, or these cabinet retainers up here at the top to hold the drawers closed. So we saw all the plumbing and things back in there, and I definitely was feeling some residual radiant heat definitely going up in there from all the ductwork and stuff. So that's good, because I mean it's an exterior wall, so hopefully the PEX on the outsides don't freeze. Which Eric took it upon himself to start working on these cabinets, because he was in here, what was he doing? He was doing something while I was driving, and I think he was trying to secure this middle one, and then this top one came out and whacked him right in the head. Bam! So he was getting hit with like up tops, and then this bottom one was broken too. So then you had like the shin catcher down here opening up. So like he I think he went to the bathroom or something, because that's like, the bathroom is in between the gauntlet of the drawers that open up here. So anyways, the other weekend he spent some time and got those latches all reattached, replaced, so that this actually stayed together. And that was like the quietest drive we've ever had inside. And Brandon Dollar with LowDoller-Motorsports told me about these weep hole covers for the exterior windows, which I don't know if I talked about those last time. These guys right here. So, which, if you want to make $1 million, start 3D printing these things, because they're like $7 a piece on Amazon, and we were missing 23 of them. Ridiculous. So, I did find the passenger side cheaper on another like RV website, but they only had the passenger side, and we were missing all the driver's side ones. But once we replaced all of those, it took out so much wind noise in here. Drastic improvement. So we only had we still got some wind noise, but I think we're getting that narrowed down too. So, which brings me on to the next fun part. One, I don't know if I got any pictures beforehand, but we actually, one of my guys actually just moved this whole RV, or this TV mount. This guy used to be sticking out about 8 inches more, all the way out here. And let's see. Now I'm squared off with the entry to the door. So I'll do kind of this flip angle here. Okay. So anyways, this corner was, Eric and I were hitting our head on a lot. I was doing a whole lot. So we made it a point to get this moved and tilt the TV down. That way we can't view it easier while driving. But it came out pretty good. Found out it's kind of built not square, so when we tried to square it up and we built everything, like the front fascia didn't quite go back on the way we hoped, so there's like a little gap up here and stuff, but I found a little extra piece of filler material. So not a carpenter at all, but it's gonna do its job. It's gonna save us some headaches, literally. We still gotta clean up our mess in here, so sorry babe. She's gonna be like, there's all this sawdust everywhere. You know, because I mean she busted her ass for like 12 hours straight when we first got this to clean it up. So but I got a good starting point. I just gotta clean this area. We also had Travis with Rockstar Auto Glass came out, and he actually popped our windows apart, and we were able to polish out that fog on the inside, and we just focused on the ones that we needed. So you can see this one here is still foggy, and this one here is really clear again. So now we can see out of our mirror, which I got my slide out pulled out right now, so we had a little more space in here to work. But I'm excited because this will be our first trip where I've actually been able to see this mirror, and hopefully we don't get any crazy glare reflections like we do when we're driving at night, like normally, because like this white stuff here doesn't look that bad until you're driving at night, and then you get a headlight kind of sweeping over here, and then all of a sudden you can't see nothing because it's whited out. So that's pretty awesome. And we also did that window right there because it was really bad. And takes me back to the wind noise conversation. So this window was pretty much just held in with a butyl tape, and it pretty much fell out. The screws for this whole assembly were loose, so that thing was like pretty much ready to fall out, and the butyl around everything was like dry rotted, or I'm sorry, but like wicked away because it's so soft. It had pretty much wasn't sealing much at all. So it might explain some of the water damage we've seen in here from either that window or the slide out area here. But I know this side was leaking air pretty bad, so should be a lot quieter. And then I know the top of the door doesn't quite push up against the cab very well, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to try to adjust that. So I think I may have to bend some hinges or swap hinges, because like this hinge down here is compressed and this one's kind of expanded, so I might swap top to bottom on hinges and hopefully it'll suck the top in or something. So I'd like to get that fixed, and then should be a lot quieter ride. We also found that behind the TV mount here, when we had the TV out, that there's like no insulation between the fiberglass cap and this whole entertainment system area. So we had some Amazon like 1/4 inch thick heat reflectant foam pad. We actually use it in the race car and Elvira, because Elvira's roof liner was coming down and I'm a tall guy, so I hate having stuff touch the top of my head, so I do this all the time. So I had put that up there, so we just had leftover, so we ended up putting a layer on that entire fiberglass area and then reattaching some of this black insulation, like 3 to 4 inch thick foam stuff that's kind of going through the roof here, that's kind of laying on top of the TV. We reattach that back up to the ceiling too. So I'm gonna look at my thermostat again. 69. Okay. The good news is it brings it back up to temperature. It just has some pretty big swings. Okay, so that's kind of RV update right now, and I'm digging it. I really like the extra room right here. That makes it feel so much bigger in here. I know it's hard to tell on a flat screen like this, but I'll tell you in person, way nicer. Okay, so what are we gonna do this weekend? Well, this weekend was kind of up in the air because of weather. So as of like Friday last week when we were in Florida, we were looking at the weather for this weekend, and it was like a 50-60% chance of rain everywhere. And our hearts have been set on doing this streetcar takeover Nashville NASCAR track infield race. So no prep, asphalt down the pit road. And we did a race like this about a decade ago now in Kansas City called Operation Octane at the Kansas Speedway. And we actually did it 2 years in a row, and it was a crap ton of fun. The Speedway shut it down because we had a racer spin out into the grass and they lost their minds. So they, I mean, it was unintentional. You know, I mean, it's crappy surface, you know, 12, 1300 horsepower car, things happen. And I mean, that's why it's sketchy. That's why it draws a crowd. That's why everybody likes watching it. And nobody got hurt. Nothing got hurt. No rolling, no car damage, no nothing. Well, anyways, they decided to kind of put their foot down and require like all these crazy safety protocols and things like that, and just that wasn't feasible of attaining. So that shut down our local version of this. So we've done one at the Texas Motorplex, I think that's what it's called. We did one down there for LS Fest with the Firebird a few years ago and dominated Big Tire 2 days in a row. I'm gonna walk out of the RV and go back in the shop here. And now we get to go do it again, but in Nashville. And it's kind of like a bucket list track for Eric to go to. He follows that whole go fast, turn left thing. We're used to. And he really loves these big NASCAR facilities. So we're gonna go do this one for him. And it also pays out $30,000 for small tire, guaranteed. And it only costs as much as a test pass did at Cletus's. So sounds like a good deal. There was also a couple honorable mentions for this weekend. There was a radial race up north, like I think at US 131. There's a local race at Flying H with Justin Keith, who broke off from SCT this year, and he's doing what's called a boost and barbecue. Killer looking event. We were swinging that way, but the small tire class sold out really fast because they're paying $10,000 guaranteed, and we didn't get in on time. But we're also set up for the back of the track stuff, and Justin's race we're gonna have to do big block and set up for radial and go fast. So we're gonna do the slower track stuff. We also have H-Town. They're doing a repeat of the finale again this weekend. We've had really bad luck at H-Town last several years. So seems like we can make all the passes in the world, and then we just have something kind of holding us back. Last year we lost a rocker arm pedestal, and then we lost a blower. So we ended up in like the semifinals of big tire and small tire, and so we got so close to the money and then got nothing, and we heard a bunch of shit. So yeah. And then years prior we've lost turbos. We've never lost turbos before on the VS's, and it just seems like every time we go there I kind of get kicked down below the belt. And I mean, I love the people down there. You know, I've got friends down there, and I hate that we're not going, but it's also not in our financial interest to go, because I just feel like we've done very well there. We've won both classes there. We used to win there a lot, like every time we went, and then lately we've just been not. So we've also gotten the car to go quicker on sketchier surfaces, and Megan and Eric have repeatedly told me, we know you can go faster there. We know we can be the very, very fast car there, and we just prefer if you didn't. So it's a very sketchy surface in ways. It's got great 60 foot, but you got big curbs, and you have telephone poles. And Junkyard Studebaker, he actually ran up one of the poles a year or two ago, and that shut the event down after we went our fastest pass there ever. And it was like straight and true, and felt really good about it. And then he took out the telephone pole, killed the power of the whole city, and that ended our night. So it's like, no matter what, something always comes up there. So let's see what else is going on this weekend. There's a Kent Rose Foundation arm drop at Combs Airport. They are paying $20,000 to win this weekend in small tire, and I think they've got $5 grand on top of Run What You Brung, and that was our true backup. So we did that race last year, and did a big wheelie, which is in the opening intro of this video, or usually all of our videos. And that was on big tire, and then we brought the car back up on smalls. We were actually, Eric and I were swapping the car back and forth between rounds, so it was quite a bit of work. We were swinging weight, we were swinging tires, and very little time to do so. It was a chore. So losing big tire wasn't really a terrible thing, because it got us to where we were able to focus on small. With small tire we were slacking pretty good, and then we made a quick round around change, because we had like West Snow to race last time, and made that change, and by golly, we dropped like 0.5 of a second, just boom, like that. And that was cool. So then we went on to spin the next round against Bradshaw, and we were out. So it wasn't cool. It's okay. But we were going to do Combs if Nashville's weather was climbing up on water, and it was for a couple days, and then all the rains pretty much moved out for those two races this weekend. So between Nashville and Combs, or Kent Rose arm drop. So if you're looking for a race to go to, there you go for it. But we are planning on Nashville, so I've got a couple of reasons to go there, and yeah, Eric wanting to go, and a little more money, and I think we got a great car. I think we got a great setup to do it. So that's what we're gonna do. Old big block down here looking sad at me, saying, "Let me go racing soon." It'll be its time after October. November looks to be big block month. So maybe we'll go do some fast racing. Okay, well, I think that's about it. I did discover a small problem this week. My wishbone, when we swapped gears back in August from radial back to no prep stuff, actually got flipped upside down, and it shifted the rear end housing about 5/8 of an inch this way. So if anybody's been noticing, every now and then the cars are making some weird moves going down track, I'd say that's probably why. So I've been having to chase the anti-roll bar and the 4-link preload more than usual this second half of summer, and I'm gonna say that's it. So we only have to drop the wishbone when we change center sections, so we either flipped it on accident after our radial racing in August, or we flipped it on accident when we started doing radial racing back in July, August. So I've been wondering what's been happening to my string straight car and why it's been kind of like going up in a wheelie and kind of drives funky. So hopefully this is the answer, and I can just sit in there and kind of cruise along, you know, no drama. So that's my hope this weekend. So we're going to do that, and hopefully we can get a little faster, or go a little straighter, a little easier. Or if the car tries a wheelie, which I'm sure it's going to try to wheelie because that's what it does on this back of the track stuff. Hopefully it just does it straight, and we don't have to worry about the steering input as much. So, oh goodness. Well, it is opening time for KC Maxx, so I am going to wrap this up and go start jumping on the phones and getting ready for our list of appointments for today. And we got a small work list to do the race car to get ready for the weekend. I'm gonna turn some heat on the shop because it's kind of cold. It's like 64 in here. So, and I haven't got my hoodies out yet. I will have hoodies with us this weekend though, because it's going to be kind of chilly. So, also have all of our other shirts, and I need to do an inventory count so I can get my website updated. So I'm always scared that we're going to go to these races and we're going to sell a whole bunch of merchandise, and then I'm going to have a whole bunch of e-orders, and I'm going to come back on Monday and go, crap, what am I going to do? So sometimes it happens, but I've been keeping our e-order inventory list down to prevent that from happening. So we don't have the ability to carry a ton of inventory. So usually I order about 250 to 300 shirts at a time, and usually in one design at a time. So it's a pretty significant investment. And yeah, sorry guys that want to order stuff online and it's not out there, like the shirt I'm wearing right now. But that's kind of the deal right this second. But I promise I'm going to do a count, and then I'll put up about 15 to 20% of them and set them aside to go on the site and not take them with us to races. But when it comes down to shop work and then prepping the race car, and then shirts kind of fall to the third list of the priorities. So sorry, I do the best I can. So, okay. Anyways, hopefully see you guys out there in Nashville, especially if you want merchandise. We'll have it out there with us. And should be a heck of a show. So I'm excited. I don't know where they're going to set spectators. I'm assuming they're going to put you guys in the stands. And then I assume they're going to have maybe some mobile bleachers brought in to a fenced-in area, lot, or infield, so everybody can watch the racing action. So I believe it's a car show slash kind of prep day Friday, and then Saturday will be all the drag racing action. So should be a good time. I'm excited. Over and out.
What are we doing?
We're running away.
Far, far away.
Oh gosh.
Only one bag. Where are we going? Let's get this party started. Got my boxers on. You got your boxers on. Think we can call Joey if this breaks?
No, but we need to hit him on that escalator.
Yeah, we did. Why does your head look blurry?
You're probably on profile. Well, anyways, this is a Lagoonita. I don't know if you can see the stuff floating around the rim. Made from pond water.
Lagoon water.
Lagoon water. Or AKA the Universal Studios sewer system that stinks like high heaven.
This is the Hyde something.
Hyde's Remedy.
It's supposed to let out the monster in you. Not really sure we need Megan to do that here at Universal.
No, it's supposed to suppress the monster.
No, it's supposed to release the monster. Baby number 5.
Chuck it on camera.
I don't think I can.
Take a sip on camera.
Did you like it?
I took a little bit of it. It is nasty.
I think I know why they say that it releases the monster. It burns. I can feel it trying to come up and out.
I have to use the 0.5.
You look so little down there. Is this what it feels like? Me and you? What are you doing?
Looking at the race schedule while we wait in line.
Racing doesn't stop just because we're in Florida, huh?
Trying to figure out what we're doing for November. I wear my sunglasses at night because I lost my crap on How to Train Your Dragon.
What are we doing?
Trying to figure out how to get the hell out of here and get back home.
It's raining, it's pouring, our flight is delayed. 12 hours longer than expected. And yay,